truth, and life. Here is the Brother Leon Show. You better recognize.
What's going on, listeners? This is your boy, Brother Leon, and you are tuning into another episode of the Brother Leon Show. So today, guys, we have coming back on the show, Coach Dena from Body by Dena. So today, guys, we're going to talk about transition. Coach is going to talk about her transition in the fitness and business world. And I'm not going to lie, man, it's going to be a good discussion. So, hey, guys, we're getting ready to call her right now. So you guys hold tight as I bring you Coach Dena from Body by Dena.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? How you feeling?
I'm great, Brother Leon. How are you?
I am real good. I'm real good. Let me give you some applause. Because God knows
I love it.
Oh, hey, no problem. It's been a while since you've been on here, and I'm not going to lie, you done made some transitions. I've been following you.
Yeah.
I've been looking at your pictures. I was like, man, she getting it in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, it's been 6 months since the last time you and I had the first podcast together. So, yeah, It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has. It definitely has.
And a lot has happened in 6 months, let me tell you. But all great things. All great things.
That's
so, yeah.
Good. That's good. So, Coach, I want to start it off because I know it's been a while since the listeners have listened to you and also the new listeners. So tell us who you are.
So Body by Dena. Body by Dena. Body by Dena LLC. Because the last time you and I spoke, I was just Body by Dena, the brand, the bodybuilder, the fitness trainer, and the nutrition coach. But since then, we've added some letters behind that name. So it is officially a business. So Body by Dena LLC, fitness trainer, as I said, nutrition coach. And my motto is transforming lives from the inside out. I am all about total transformation. So people that I work with, we work on not just transforming the body. We talk about transforming the mind, the body, the spirit, the emotion, because all of that encompasses who we are as individuals.
Wow. I got to give you some applause. I got to give it to you, Coach, because, that is a whole lot that you have been doing. And I remember, talking to you the first time and how you were telling me how you went from education into fitness. And I was like, wow. Yes.
And that was a huge leap of faith. And I tell people, like, I didn't take a leap of faith. I jumped, jumping from being in education for over 15 years, that stable income, insurance and all that, and to take that big, huge leap of faith to say, hey, I'm going to do what it is that God has put in my heart to do. Like, I am so passionate about, helping others and transforming that, that educational piece coming from a public school system into educating people when it comes to health and fitness. That's a different thing, right? So to take that leap of faith to say, hey, I'm going to step out on faith and do this. And, there's no guarantees when it comes to starting your own business, right? You just really just got to, sometimes you walk into things blindly, and that's, kind of what I did, but I won't say I was blind in a sense of, I knew what I wanted to do, but it was all about trusting God in what I wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
So that was really significant in me taking that next level and say, hey, this is what I feel like. It's funny because something I read recently, it's not just a career, but it was my calling. It's not just my career as a fitness trainer and a nutrition coach. This is my calling. This is my purpose. And it's what I eat, sleep, and breathe. So yeah, that. It takes a lot to do that. And I've talked to several people since doing this, and just how much they have. Other people have been inspired by what I've done. And I always say, Brother Leon, that this is what I do is beyond me, right? I feel like what I do is to help the next person because people are watching what you're doing. So people have seen what I've done and have also taken that leap of faith to start their own thing too. So I thank God that He used me as His instrument for other people to say, hey, if she can do it, I can do it too. So I always say this life is not about me. Whatever I do that can help someone else, I feel like I've completed a mission in life. I feel like I've completed a task or an assignment that God has called me to do.
Yeah, exactly. Look, Coach, let me give you some more applause. Because, the crazy thing is that, you're not intimidated. You know what I mean? Because some people be like, she's trying to be like me. But you're not intimidated. That's what I love.
No, it's not. It's always about helping the next person. And, there's some, and I have the same, there's so many of us that are doing similar things, but so many of us doing different things. And if we could all come together, there's room at the table for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about helping the next person and us helping each other, because we are here to elevate and to aspire to uplift one another. And we can't be selfish about what we do. I take what I've learned and gone through and grown through with this business to help the next person who's looking to, hey, step out and say, hey, I want to start my own thing. Can you give me some advice? Can you give me some input? And it may not mirror exactly how I did it, but hey, I always want to say, hey, what is it that you desire to do? What is it you really love to do? Work towards that. Make that your focus. Because you know what? As we just on and gone, we've hit pretty much that year mark since COVID, right?
Yeah.
And we've all have experienced. Life is so short, Brother Leon. So we can't live in the land of, I wish I had done this, you know what I'm saying? And we don't do it. And I don't want to ever be that person like, man, I wish I could have done that, but I didn't do it. And that's why I'm like, I want to inspire other people to have that same mindset. To say, hey, this is what I desire to do. I'm not going to push it back, because who's promised tomorrow? Nobody's promised tomorrow. So you go ahead and do whatever it takes for you to execute that plan or that idea. Just do it. It's not so generic like that Nike saying just do it. But hey, just do it. Go for it. And I always tell people like, now is the time. And that was kind of my motto last year, saying, now's the time, because I felt like that's what God was whispering to me before I took that leap of faith and made that resignation letter into something real to say, hey, God was saying now's the time. And I didn't understand in the moment when I felt like God was speaking it to me, but it eventually hit me when okay, now this is what God was telling me. Now's the time. And I have to tell you, now we're fast forward to a year that I have actually taken, that leap of faith and did not return back to the school system in January 2020. And here we are now, March of 2021. I've been going full force since then.
Wow. So
it has been amazing. It has been a blessing. It's been a gift. And I honestly give God all the glory for it, because this is one of those things that I can say that this is apart from me. This is all God. This is all His work. This is His calling. And it's His purpose for my life. And I am here to fulfill that purpose.
Wow, that's Coach. I'm serious, because you kept it going. I mean, you put your faith out there. You took that leap of faith, because a lot of people are feeling like, since COVID, I got to shut this whole thing down. But that wasn't
right.
You.
It wasn't. I tell people, and I just had this conversation with someone just 2 days ago. I was like, I don't take COVID lightly. But I have to say COVID worked in my favor, because it provided me the opportunity to expand in a way that some people probably wouldn't have done. Some people are still kind of timid about working with other people. I know people that I'm training now have said to me that they were working with other people, but when COVID happened, they stopped training, right?
Yeah.
So I knew that gyms were closed, and I really wasn't that person when I even started the business, because I was initially working with all women, and a lot of women aren't gym rats. I am a gym rat, as you know. I'm a bodybuilder, so I live in the gym. Like, I live in the gym twice a day when I'm preparing for a show. Well, I know a lot of women are not like that, but they want to work on themselves. They want to work on their physical transformation and didn't know how to do it. So a lot of the women that I started with reached out to me for that purpose, because they did not want to train in the gym. And I was like, well, do you come to people? I'm like, hey, I'm a traveling trainer. So I come to you with my equipment. If you have things there, I'm going to show you how to use it. And so that actually helped me propel my business to the next level, because I'm probably one of the only ones that I know in my area that does that. Like, I go to people. I travel to you. I don't care. Like, I have my farthest one. It's probably about a good 40 minutes from where I live. But hey, that's how I set up my business to go to people because I wanted to help them to take the excuses out of not working on themselves. And my thing when COVID happened was no gym, no problem, no excuses, because I bring the gym to you. So COVID worked out, especially when the gyms closed down, because I was able to, because I live in Florida, was even able to use the outdoors, using parks as our training facility to help people transform. And, and I wanted to show people that you don't have to actually be in the gym to work on transforming your physique, that there are things that you can do right from your living room, you know what I'm saying, that you can do to make it happen. And that was such a blessing for me to be able to use that as a way of helping other women, helping people to work on themselves right from their house, from their garage, and even from the park. And I'm telling you, it helped people to realize what they were able to do and their capability of transforming themselves just with limited equipment they may have had, or even just me bringing what I had and be like, wow, I don't actually need to be in the gym to do this. I can do this right. I can wake up and step next to my bed and do exactly what she's telling me to do.
Exactly, Coach. So let me ask you this, Coach, because I know a while back you mentioned the Silverback brand.
Yes. Oh my God. So as a matter of fact, you know what? It was funny because the last time we did this podcast, I'm glad you brought up Silverback, because the last time we did this podcast, you and I were talking about the new collaboration I had, which is with Silverback brand. And then we had the motivational movement. We were going to Miami. So that happened the week after you and I had this last podcast. So, yes, I am still collaborating with Silverback brand, and we have gone to another level, Brother Leon.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Let me give you some applause. No, because, and the reason why I'm doing all this is because, I saw you transition and everything. And you learned how to pivot in the moment. You know what I mean? Right.
Well, I have to give kudos to those guys because they've really been a blessing in disguise to me as well.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. What was going from, because you were exclusively just training women and now you're starting to train women and men. So what's that?
Yes. So the transition from that happened when I had a couple from Atlanta. They reached out to me and they wanted to train together. I'm like, yeah, y'all be my very first couple, And so, and I was training them virtually. I opened my business up to do virtual online training as well, besides just doing one-on-one traveling here. So they were my very first couple, and just to see them making it happen together, they're getting their feedback and just knowing how they were executing it and making this opportunity not to work only on their physiques together and their nutrition, but to see how it brought them together as a couple and gave them more time. They both work, and utilizing that time after work to come home, doing dinner together and working out together. I'm like, okay, this is something right here. We can do this. And I also had guys who were approaching me, like, okay, we see you promoting all these women, your boot camp and everything. What about the guys? And so I actually said I was going to wait until 2021, right, to say, hey guys, I'm opening up to where now I'm training guys. But I had this idea when the very last boot camp we had at the end of the year. I spoke to my girls. I called them my Warrior Wonder Women. And right before the very last boot camp, I mentioned to them, I said, hey, I just want to give you guys a heads up. Possibly, next year I'm going to probably dedicate one of these Saturdays just for the guys. They looked at me like, wow, wait, let's do it now. I'm like, seriously? So they were with it. And so just so happened, the very last boot camp, Brother Leon, I opened it up and I invited guys. And only one guy showed up. It was fine because then the other guys started to see, oh, now she got guys coming. And so I wanted to be able to expand. That was one of my words. Every year I come up with some meaningful words that's going to propel me into the next year. So expansion was one of those words. So I said, all right, it's time to expand. Now that I've been able to work with, men, I'm not going to open it up. So for my boot camp, I made it a co-ed boot camp. And then my training purposes, I open it up. So I'm now also training another couple locally. And I just added a guy that I'm doing personal training with too. So, it's more about growing. And, that's the whole thing with the business thing. You don't ever want to get stagnant and stuck doing one thing. You want to seek opportunity to expand and to grow. And so I was like, okay. And it's great because I'm still training heavily with a bunch of women, but it's to see the capabilities to transform a guy the same way that I can help and work with a female. And so that being that a guy look at me and say, hey, I want her to train me, like listen, that's an honor within itself. Because some guys can go in the gym and do their thing and like, hey, who is she to try to train me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But knowing that there are some guys that really trust me and what I do and reached out to me and said, hey, I want her as my trainer. Like I said, that's an honor and a privilege within itself. So I am truly grateful to have some guys on my team. And as a matter of fact, you know, working with Silverbacks, because Silverbacks, the owners are actually two guys that I collaborate with. The owner being Eddie Strange, and actually the co-owner actually be an NFL football player, Bud Dupree. So having some men on my team and being able to work with men and just help me to also realize, hey, you can't just stay stuck and just doing one thing, right? Our whole mission is to grow and to take things to the next level. And so being able to work with those guys actually helped me to realize that, hey, I am able to take what I do to the next level. So being able to expand and grow, within these past 6 months, Brother Leon, it's remarkable. And the thing about, and I'll say this to any business owner, you can't be limited. You know, you can start somewhere, right? You can start, like say, for example, for me, I started with women. You can start there, but be willing to take it to the next level. And that's what I was all about, taking this year to the next level and having people on my team and on my side that really inspire me and push me to take things to the next level. Like I said, those guys at Silverbacks brand, shout out to Eddie Strange and Bud Dupree, who really have helped me to take BBD to the next level.
Wow. Hey, let's give them some applause. To the Silverbacks.
Silverbacks, man, let me tell you, Silverbacks, honestly, and I don't even think we even talk about the background history with these guys. You know, like I said, the owner, Eddie Strange, and I, we go back 25 years. That's 25 years of history right there. And social media, man, I'm going to tell you, if you use social media the right way, it can leverage you in such a way that you never could imagine.
Yeah.
And that's how Eddie and I reconnected. We reconnected on Instagram through a mutual friend. And it was funny because it was around this time last year. So that reconnection has only been a year. And it's funny how things just happen so quickly. And, you know, you kind of look back and reflect like, man, that was just a year ago. But he and I just reconnect like a year ago. And he was watching what I was doing on social media and reached out. And that's how the whole collaboration came about, because they're all about motivation. And, you know, one of their mottos is like, you either are one, you roll with one, or you're protected by one. And when I say, man, that statement within itself is so true. And they seek out people that are really trying to make things happen and that are really ready to help other people, to motivate people to get to the next level. And that's what they saw in me, which was so awesome, because you know, once we got together and started collaborating, we realized that our vision was so similar. And it's so hard to connect with people when you don't have a similar mindset. And I've had other brands reach out to me. When I really got into the bodybuilding thing, people reach out to you because they see what you're doing on social media, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people. I don't jump on everybody's bandwagon. And so when they reached out to me and, you know, like I said, they watched what I was doing. And when we started to put our minds together and start putting things together and executing things together, it was like, okay, this is a go right here. Like, this was meant to be, you know, to have that like mind and be able to have a shared vision about your business and their vision and the mind coming together. Like, that was just a perfect combination right there. And so just having that level of support and having someone who believes in you and vice versa. Like, I mean, there's so much, there's just so, I tell people there's no limit to what you can do when you have the right people on your side and when you believe in yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
We have so much that we got planned. So
yeah.
So much more to come, you know.
Yeah.
So much more to come.
Because I've been watching, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, man, she done blew up with these people since the last time we talked. So talk to us about the clothing brand, because you've been modeling and doing the fitness thing. I'm like, man, look at her.
Listen, brother, I told you, in this industry, you gotta be able to take things to the next level. I always say you gotta be unstoppable. You gotta be willing. You gotta be ready for the next move and the right connection. And I know you even asked me back in August about merchandise, and so since then I've come out with some little bit of exclusive BBD merchandise. I got drawstring bags, and I came up with the mask. And then as far as the clothing go, you're right. So Silverback's brand in BBD has a collab T-shirt that we just started marketing. So the sales on that are looking really good. I just started marketing that on my social media, and I've placed an order already with Silverback's brand, and I have quite a few people that supports me, and they're like, yeah, we want one of those right there. And so it's exciting. Like I said, going back to having the right people on your side that believes in you, and Silverback being that brand, that company that say, hey, let's take this to the next level. And so so we got the Silverback brand and the Body by Dena collaboration T-shirt, and it has the Body by Dena. Everybody knows the Body by Dena logo. That girl.
Oh yeah.
That figure. So it's on the shirt, and we have different colors that we have, and we have some other things to come coming up in the spring and summertime. So yes, it's exciting. It's exciting. It is exciting to see somebody take you and put it on them. And so it's like other companies that I brand for them, and it's just their exclusive brand. But Silverback's brand to the next level. Say, hey, we're in this thing together. So we're gonna do a Body by Dena and Silverback's brand collab T-shirt, and it's not just having the Silverback's brand name on there. You got the Body by Dena and the Silverback's brand together, and that's teamwork right there.
Oh yeah.
That is some true teamwork, and I'm grateful for all the opportunities I've had with some of the other companies that I brand for. But like I said, Silverback's brand, man, I'm telling you, they have taken things to the next level, as you've indicated, and you've seen the transformation. And like you said, it's been a year. Like I said, when we connect, it's been a year since we've connected, and it's been 6 months since we've done our very first motivational movement. So much has happened in such a short time span. But it's all about having that shared vision and having that like mind and being willing to work. And like this doesn't come easy, and people got to realize that you got to put the work into it as well. So I can't just depend on Silverback's brand just to put me on there on a T-shirt, you know what I'm saying, or to market Body by Dena. I got to put some work in it too. So it is one of those, it's a two-way street. So we in this thing together. So I can't just rely on them because I got to push it as well.
Wow, yeah, Coach, I just want to say thank you. Let me give you this. I'm serious, because you taking it to the next level. So let me ask you: Has any of your philosophy changed? Since the last time we talked, has any of your teaching changed?
You know what? I stick to what I know, but I'm always willing to grow. I tell people I'm just as much as a student as I am a teacher. So anything that I've learned over the years, since I've gone full force with the business, I actually do incorporate it into my practices within itself. And that comes along with the nutrition part, that comes along with the training part. I've been fortunate to help a lot of women with their nutrition, more so than last year. Last year was a lot more of, I helped some people with their nutrition, and some people just want to focus on the fitness part themselves because they feel like I got their nutrition under control. But I've been able to help a lot more people with their transition with their nutrition. And also me personally, I don't tell a lot of people my business because, I'm one of those people you set goals in silence. So actually I will be adding on another part of my certification. So before you and I got on this call, I was finishing up some schoolwork because I'm actually trying to grow myself as a nutritional coach and as a fitness trainer. So you can never get too comfortable with where you are. You always want to, like I said, grow your mindset, grow in your business, grow in your knowledge. And I'm not that person that wants to get stagnant. I always want to keep growing. So I decided to work on another addition to my certification. So I'm building on to my certification so that I can be able to help my clientele, a little more than what I'm doing right now. So going back to that question, yes, I've changed some things up. I've changed some things in my approach. but not too much because people that have come to me because of who I am, what they have seen, or they've come to me from somebody referring them to me because of what I've done for them. But my approach is always based upon the individual and their needs. But as far as my practices goes itself, I always want to make sure I'm incorporating, something that I've learned, because once again, I'm constantly building upon my knowledge base. So I want to take that and apply what I've learned to help build up my clients and whatever their goals are.
Okay, Coach, that is great. That is great. I'm serious. Coach, I got a question for you. Because I'm serious.
I love that. I love that applause. That's
no problem.
Hey,
no problem.
That's some hype right there. I love it.
Oh yeah. So I can't help but ask this, because while I'm talking to you, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, that you and the Silverbacks brand, are you guys eventually going to go into like supplements and stuff like that, or are you already in it?
So you know what, with them, they're right now they're more into the clothing line itself, and they actually just came out with Silverbacks Kids. So shout out to Silverbacks brand and the kids line. So that's right now their focus. They're not into the supplement, and I've had companies to reach out to me, but actually was branded with Phoenix. Phoenix actually does supplements. They do active wear. So I was branded with Phoenix, and they do some supplements. And I have to be honest, I've tried some of their supplements, especially being in bodybuilding. There's certain supplements, we take, whether it's BCAAs, and I've actually have taken some of their supplements and believe in their supplements. They do have some natural products. But honestly, Brother Leon, I don't push supplements, and I'll tell you why. Because certain supplements aren't for everybody. Okay. And so I'm one of those people that when I brand for somebody, I brand and I push what I've tried and what I believe in, right? Like I said, with Phoenix, with their products, I love a lot of their products, but I cannot recommend something for somebody without knowing because some people have some medical condition where they can't take certain supplements. So I'm going to have to dig deep into your medical history before I can recommend something. And that's even from the clients that I work with. Like, I dig deep into part of their initial assessment with me is to do a medical history background. So whether we do that in our initial consultation or there's a medical history form that they have to complete for me, because I need to know before I start working with you, what do you have some limitations? Do you have some triggers? Do you have some medical things that we need to take in consideration? And the only time I will recommend supplementation if it's something that they need, that they may be lacking in their diet, or they may need something that's going to help them. I have people asking about fat burners. I can't always recommend fat burners. Have I taken fat burners before? Yes, I have. But I can't always, because some people may have a heart condition, and that fat burner, you take that, they're going to send that heart into overdrive. So that's something within itself that is on an individual basis, that me working with that person and getting to know them before I can recommend supplements, which is why I don't really push the supplements when I'm branding for a company. I could suggest it to someone, but I need to know I need to know your business. I need to know your medical history, and so which is why I don't push that. And going at the Silverbacks, right now their focus right now is more on the active wear, which that's what a lot of people look for. A lot of people they're looking more for, and that's what a lot of people come to me for. And when it comes to when I brand, they want to know, well, where do you get your clothes from, or where do you shop? Because I'm changing out clothes 2 or 3 times a day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So because it's the way that I train and being back and forth with my clientele. So that's what more so people actually ask about the companies that I brand for. Not so much about the supplementation. Like I said, that's more on an individual basis if somebody asks me. So I'm glad that Silverbacks brand keeps their focus on the active wear. Now, if they decide to take it to the next level, that'll be a conversation that we will have. But right now, I think their main focus right now is on the active wear gear, which is doing amazing. And they actually launched their official website back in January, which was their 1-year anniversary. So they actually have a website, and I'm going to tell you, they have been doing, it's phenomenal. They have done so well with pushing their product on their website. I mean, things have sold out. It's, man, I'm gonna tell you, you talking about blowing up, they're really blowing up.
Wow, that's great. I am so glad you guys are collabing together.
Yeah, yes, yes.
So Coach, I can't help but be curious. Do you have a video or any videos going to come out of all of this?
So are you talking about Body by Dena video?
Yeah,
Fitness video?
Yes.
You know what, Brother Leo, I get asked that all the time. And that's something, you know what, and I will share this with the people. That is something that it's on BBD's list of things to do. I actually had, my funny thing, I had my cousin from Miami just sent me this long text about that. It's just like, I can see you doing this and I can see you doing that. And it's funny because when you got family members that believe in you like this, like I'm telling you, I was almost in tears reading her text message. And it was basically about that, you know, me doing the fitness videos and putting out there. And that's something that, you know, I do want to do eventually. I'm one of those people, I'm strategic. So I don't want to overwhelm myself doing so much all at once. But that is something I can see myself doing because I have online women that I work with. And a lot of times, you know, they don't get me live, what I call live, doing a Zoom workout. They get workout videos from me. And it's funny because I always go back and look and I edit. And I'm like, you know, this is something I can do as far as taking to the next level, having workout videos and just having it worldwide. Because my feedback I get from them is they love my energy just as much as that person that is standing next to me that's training with me. So it's so doable because what you see is what you get from me. So when you see me live, like, you know what I'm saying? If you see me in person or if you see me on Zoom or if you see me on a video, I'm the same person 24/7. And so oftentimes people want that, you know, even just some little videos that I do on Instagram where people are like, man, I saw your video on Instagram. That gave me some inspiration. That gave me some motivation. That made me get up and work out. And I've heard that for over like 3 years now. So, you know, with you asking that's kind of been some of the fuel that I need right there to say, hey, you can take this to the next level, but also knowing who I am. I'm very strategic about what I'm doing. So I don't become overwhelmed because I always want to put, you know, first thing first. So right now, the clientele that I've built up and Brother Leon, I have to say, it has grown. I honestly just added on 4 people within a week, you know. Wow. So the business is growing. And so I just want to put my time and energy to the people that I have now. And then and I may have to get to the point where I cap it so I can focus on some of the other stuff because I want them to get that time and attention that they are needing from me, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, finalizing some things with my education, you know, you're never done with learning. But the component that I'm working on right now, I'm trying to finalize that because I give myself deadlines when it comes to stuff. And then I feel like, okay, now I can work on the next thing. So I try to compartmentalize things that I'm doing, very strategic. And then when I do things and when I execute it, and sometimes I just, you know, I don't say things, you know, some things on social media and I always put out there. But I'm always sitting back and I'm working on the next thing and what can I do to level up, you know? So that is something that's going to be in the work eventually. Okay. Yes. So body by Dena workout videos, you guys, you just wait. It is something that's going to come to fruition.
Yes. Hey, when it comes out, I want an autographed copy.
You got it.
So let me ask you this, Coach, because I know a lot of people, some people are struggling with their diet when it comes to this whole COVID thing. Have you been able to help people in that area?
Oh, yeah. That's, you know what, since the last time you and I have spoken, that has actually been a huge component of what I've been doing lately, helping people with their diet. You know, some people are, they know what to eat. They know how to eat. But they also need that additional help. You know, I'm really big on people that I train on nutritional timing. And basically, when you're training a certain way, when to put certain nutrients in your body, it's a science. And so I've been able to help people with that. But also helping people come up with a meal plan. You know, and I've also helped a lot of women with eating according to their blood type, which is really huge, Brother Leon. A lot of women come to me and say, hey, I'm having inflammation here. I'm having this bloat here. I don't know how to get rid of it. The first thing I ask them, what are you eating? And do you know your blood type? And true testament, one girl that I've been training now for a year, We had this conversation, and I was like, "What's your blood type?" She gave my blood type. All right, I'm gonna send you some information because I'm research based too. So I was doing some research, and I sent her some information. It just so happened, chicken is one of the aversions to her blood type. And so when I sent her information, I was like, I always tell them, don't shoot the messenger, right? Because some women be like, oh my gosh, you mean I can't eat nothing, because sometimes according to your blood type, there's certain foods triggers that, it'll tell you to avoid eating certain foods that you may love to eat, but it's going to be one of your food triggers. Well, one of her food triggers happened to be chicken. Wow. And she was like, it's so funny that you said that, because she said, I've noticed a difference when I've been eating chicken. She's like, my body doesn't like it. I don't really want to eat chicken anymore. And so it's like, it's kind of been eye-opening to a lot of women to see why they've been dealing with certain things when it comes to their body and eating certain foods when they feel like they something just don't feel right when they're eating certain things. And so it's all about educating them as well as to the foods that are eating. And you think about chicken. Chicken is not, chicken was one of those lean meats we put on, as dietary needs, something you can eat, chicken and fish, right? Yeah. Well, but like I said, if you really want to dig deep, which is why this last course that I'm working on, it does kind of deal with that. It's DNA-based fitness coaching. So, I wanted to dig deep because I've been helping a lot of women with eating according to their blood type. And so it's like I wanted to educate myself a little bit more because I've gone into this route of helping women as far as switching their diet completely over. And it's funny because, like I said, sometimes when I send them the information and I know exactly what feedback I'm going to get from them, and I always, as a disclaimer, say, don't shoot the messenger. This is just information for you. What you do with it is up to you. Because a lot of times, like I say, it's something on that food list. And there's some women, their food list recommend that they pretty much eat like a vegan lifestyle. There are certain meats that they cannot eat, or they should not eat. Let me put it that way, because it is a trigger according to their blood type. And, not to get all scientific about it, there's certain things like certain protein that's in foods that can be triggers. And even for myself, like I am my own experimental rat. Let me just say that. So okay. I experiment on me first. And I would say it's been over 5 years that I started doing this for myself. And I call it an elimination diet because there are things that I started to experience with food. And it wasn't necessarily foods that we consider unhealthy, right? There's certain healthy foods that have became food triggers for me, which kind of led me in this direction of helping other women when it came to this. Because like I said, women would ask me, well, I got this gut and what do I do? And I always say a healthy gut is a happy gut, which what I was dealing with because I was training like a horse. And Brother Leon, honestly, I call it a food baby. Sometimes I look at myself like, well, dang, I just worked out for an hour. Why's my gut looking like I'm pregnant, right? Yeah. When I realized it was certain foods in my diet that was triggering me. And so that led me to helping other women because as, women, our gut being the childbearing area, we deal with when women were like, okay, I'm trying to get my abs to look like this. And, I'm doing this. And I'm like, okay, let's take it all the way back to your nutrition because before we can throw in the fitness part of working, training those abs, we got to look at what you're eating and seeing why your abs and why your midsection was looking like that because I had gone through that myself. And most people who know me know my saying is abs are made in the kitchen. Yeah. That's one of my mottos I like to say. I call my kitchen the ab lab because what I put into my body is so significant as to how my body is going to transform and how my body is going to react to certain things. And so that has been my approach with a lot of the women that I'm helping, trying to help them in their weight loss. And even some of the women who don't need to lose weight, but trying to figure out a different way of eating. And so that their bodies are not triggered by the foods that they're eating. Yeah. Cool. So it's huge. Diet is big. I call it a marriage.
Oh yeah.
the nutrition and the exercise and stuff. It's a marriage. It goes hand in hand.
Oh yeah. You know what? That's the first time that I've ever heard somebody say that. It's like a marriage.
It is. One without the other. And it's hard to survive and thrive if you one apart from the other. You think about a marriage, like a marriage, hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? The marriage is a partnership. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as with the food and nutrition. Like you got to partner it together. One void of the other kind of defeats the purpose of what you're trying to do. Because once again, if you have a certain goal that you're trying to attain, then you got to make sure you have both of those components working together, working with each other, not against each other.
Yeah. I got to give you some applause on that one. So, Coach, I know, in the whole training field, I know sometimes, people, they trust you enough, they're around you enough. Has anybody ever hit you with some relationship questions and stuff like that?
Relationship as with food, or relationship with their significant other?
Yeah, significant other, and also food.
You know what? Because and I don't know if I mentioned this before, my background is counseling. So I do have a counseling background. I think that leveraged me a bit as far as what I do. So funny thing is, yes, I actually spend a lot of time, in addition to training and, helping people with their fitness transformation and with their diet. I do get a lot of questions about relationships. I get a lot of questions, and that's people that are married and people that are single. Because of my experience in counseling families, counseling children, and I actually, like I say, when I say transforming inside out, that's exactly what I do. Yeah. And so if you're in a situation, I kind of give you a scenario. I've had people to come to me, and I can tell their mind is just not in the right place. I'm all about, everything is mind over matter. And if you come to me and you're training and your mind is not in the right place, then you're really not gonna push that weight like you need to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I have a good feel of knowing when somebody's mind is not in the right place. And so, it could be a situation where they're having something going on in whether it's their marriage or something going on with their family. And I'm really big on, before we actually start training, let's talk about it. What's going on and how can I help you? Because before we start to lift this weight, we got to focus on this mind and focus on what's going on. And oftentimes, all it takes is just a conversation, Brother Leon. And before you know, within about 5-10 minutes, hey, they're ready to make it happen. So I actually am truly blessed to have that gift as well, to be able to counsel people and to help them out. And they feel safe enough to talk to me about their personal stuff, and whether it's their marriage or something with their kids or something with their family, or whatever personal situation they have going on. I always say I'm not the typical trainer. I go over and beyond for my people. If the average trainer, and I'm not knocking the average trainer, because they're limited. If you're training somebody, say for example, you're training these big box gyms like LA Fitness, you don't have time for that. You can't be that personable with your client. That's just, you can't. You're not allowed to do so, which is why I'm glad I'm an independent trainer, because I have that flexibility. I have that time. I have that luxury to work with people beyond just their physical transformation. And I think that's how I thrive successfully, because a lot of the people that I train, they tell me that. It's like, I can't do this without you. You made this. I look forward to training with you, because I know I'm going to get through this. I know I can get through this situation because of you. I mean, there's been times they picked up the phone and said, hey, Coach, I need to talk to you about this. And I make myself available to my people, even if it's something that's not on their training program for that day. If we got to work on what you got going on mentally, spiritually, hey, we're going to take care of that first and foremost when we hit that physical.
Yeah. You know what? And that's what I admire about you. I'm not going to lie. You hands on all the way.
All the way.
That's what I admire about you, Coach. I'm not going to lie.
I appreciate that. And you know what? And for me, that's who I've always been. And I thank God that, looking at my life in full circle and looking at my career path and seeing how everything has aligned up together. So coming from, education and counseling and using that component into what I do as a personal trainer, it all just meshed so well together, because I'm able to take my background experiences and what I've done to be able to implement it as a personal trainer, as a coach, because I'm not one-sided. I'm not one-dimensional, it encompasses everything. My motto, my business, my model encompasses every single thing. And that's what I believe. I believe in working with the whole person, not just a part of you, but all of you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I admire about you, because you got to look at it. Everything affects everything else. Everything.
It sure does. It all affects every single thing. Everything about us.
Yes.
Everything about us, is if you're out of alignment, physically and or mentally, you throw yourself off course. And I always equate it to like the 4 tires on our vehicles. You know what I'm saying? If you got a flat tire, you ain't going too far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
on the other
exactly.
3, if you're gonna pump that other one up, you know what I'm saying? Get some air in that. And it's the same thing about our life.
Exactly.
It's the same thing about our lives. So yeah, I use that analogy often.
Exactly. And I think the crazy thing is that a lot of times we have to look at ourselves and be like, you know what, let me get my mind together, because I don't want to go in this gym. I don't want to start this workout and I'm not focused, and then I end up having an injury.
Right. That's the first thing I'm trying to prevent right there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm like, let's get this mind right. And and I have a good read on people. I have a really this good discernment of knowing my people. So when I walk into that gym or walk into wherever they are, and I can tell, like, all right, what's going on? And, we just start getting that dialogue about something.
Yeah.
And, it could be, sometimes it's work related. They bring in stress from work, and so we have that conversation before, we actually get into the training for the day. Because again, like I said, we're not trying to incur any injuries whatsoever. So, you want to lift that weight, lift that dumbbell, and it fall on you because your mind ain't in the right place.
Exactly.
We cannot have that whatsoever.
Exactly.
Whatsoever. And that goes back to me saying, I have been in the gym and I've seen trainers train with individuals, more so with women. And I'm looking over and I see that lady in distress, and she's in tears, and that the person I am want to walk over there, and because I sympathize with the person. I want to go over there and I want to say, "Are you okay?" But I'm like, I gotta stay in my lane. Like this is not for me to approach her. She's with her trainer, but I say that because every trainer's not going to do what I do, and when you're limited into a certain time span, or you're limited to you're working for this facility, that you can't take the time to do that. And I'm so observant, and I sit back and I observe when I'm in a training facility like a gym, and I see someone working with a trainer, and that compassion is not there. And I look back and like, my gosh, this girl is in tears right now. And I'm like, I just want to ask her, is she okay? But I'm like, that ain't for me to just walk over there to do that. Whereas with my people that I work with, I can do that. Are you okay? And stop and pause and say, hey, let's work on this before we move on to the next thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I gotta give you this, Coach. I'm serious. So I mean, I know you do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You're working on stuff behind the scenes. You got anything that's coming up that you can tell us about?
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, in about exactly 2 weeks from yesterday, I'm actually partnered with one of my good friends. Her name is Sang, and she lives in Jacksonville. And we're doing an Evolution wellness event. She's really big into yoga, and of course, me being into my fitness style of training. And so we're actually doing a weekend of wellness, and she comes with so much knowledge, and when it comes to nutrition as well. And so that whole weekend is going to be filled with health and wellness, nutrition, fitness. We're going to actually offer it live because we understand with COVID, we do have a couple of people that are going to come and be there in person, but we're also going to offer it live through Zoom because we, like I said, with COVID, we got to be still playing that fine line with having so many people. So I've actually posted the flyer on my IG, but I will be posting some more information as we get closer to that date. There is actually a link right now on my social media where people who want, it's an Eventbrite link where people can go and register if they want to be a part of it. And it's really low cost. You're not going to be able to get this wealth of information at low cost that we're actually asking. So there's a link on my IG, on my Body by Dena LLC IG, and also on my Body by Dena 40 Facebook account. For people who want to participate can go ahead and register for the event. And then we will be advertising the Zoom link where people can join us live for this. So I'm truly excited. This whole year, Brother Leon, is all about, we always say better together, stronger together. It's building that network base with other people, and again, being able to start that first movement for Silverback brand. And we are going to continue on with expanding what we've started last year. So like last August when we did the motivation movement, we actually are planning for the next one. We are definitely going to do a anniversary, a Miami anniversary, and it's going to be bigger. It's going to be on a bigger scale. So I'm not going to just disclose a lot of information on that. But Silverback's brand, let me just say something about them. They look out for everybody. And so they have grown the team. We call it the dream team. We have this team that's beyond Body by Dena and Silverback. This other team that we're working with out of Georgia. Silverback is big on as bringing other people, giving people opportunities. And so they're giving other people opportunities. So there's other fitness trainers and other brands that they've collaborated with, and we all are coming together and to make this a bigger version of what we did last year. And there's other things that we're all working on, collaborating on to work on this year as well. I'm still doing my Body by Dena boot camp locally, and so we got something big coming up in April because my birthday is in April, Brother Leon. I'm going to be 45 years old.
Oh my God, that's great, Coach. That is great. Yes. So
we got something big coming up for Body by Dena's birthday next month in April. So be on the lookout for that. And so you know what? And last month, February was huge for me. Oh my gosh, I was so blessed with opportunities. I actually did a virtual pop up for Black History Month. Virtual pop up event that I did. I did an interview, a live interview, actually with my little brother. My little brother interviewed me on his group called Fifth Wall on IG. We did an interview together, which was phenomenal. And so I've had a lot of great interview opportunities. And I had a sports broadcast who a couple of weeks ago came out to my boot camp. So I've got a chance to get a lot of spotlights within this past couple of weeks or so. So I feel like each month is just taking things to that next level. So this month I have the wellness events coming up. Next month we got the Body by Dena birthday bash coming up. And so, just be on the lookout because, the more that I'm collaborating with people, it's been able to take me to the next level and to do different things, and new opportunities have been coming up. So yes, Brother Leon, be on the lookout. Like I said, Body by Dena and Silverback's brand are got some new things coming up as well. So yeah, just stay tuned, people.
Hey,
look.
Oh yeah.
Look, you know what I mean? Trying to take it to the next level.
Yes. Hey, Coach. I gotta ask you this. Are you guys like yourself and maybe some of the Silverback members? Are you guys on Clubhouse? Are you doing any Clubhouse stuff?
Now, what's Clubhouse? You got to educate me. What's Clubhouse, Brother Leon?
Clubhouse is that new social media platform.
See, look, you just on something else. Now, I have heard somebody mention Clubhouse, but I have not really delved into it. That is something I'm going to have to look into as well, Brother Leon. Yeah. Look, I told you, I'm always looking for ways to expand. And it was funny because somebody else brought up Clubhouse to me as well. So that's something else I got to look into.
Yeah.
And you know what? So, something else, people keep asking me. I had to take it to the next level. TikTok.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask you. You doing TikTok yet?
I'm going to have to get on TikTok. Listen, Brother Leon, social media is a job within itself, and I get sometimes so tired of having to go on social media, but it's all about branding and marketing, so I know I have to use social media for that purpose. So I'm going to have to look into these other social media sites, and once again, this is a year of expansion and expand myself. But I told you, I try to chunk things, do a little bit at a time here and there. Because honestly, when it comes to the daily operation of Body by Dena, I'm a one-woman show. So, I have so much going on.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I operate pretty much 7 days a week. I'm working 24/7. So, in between, trainings, videos, marketing, like I try to take a little bit of personal time for myself and take care of personal things. So, that's one component. Another component that I have to work on is to expand. So as we're going into the social media world, that I have to take it to the next level with that as well. Because right now, I stick to Instagram and Facebook. So I know it's time to expand to the next level. So I can reach a bigger audience. Because I know all that drives traffic to, it can drive traffic from one social media site to the next. So, yes, Brother Leon, I'm going to have to work on those. Clubhouse and TikTok. I'm going to add that to my to-do list.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because I think with Clubhouse, you can give people a little preview, but don't give them the whole recipe. Have them come over to the website.
Right, right. Okay.
And with TikTok, you can give people a little preview of your videos and stuff like that. But drive it to the website. And also
drive that traffic.
Also, you can have subscription base on Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do, and then the subscribers, the one that's paying for it, they the ones you pour the knowledge into. Don't get a whole shop away. Don't give
you can't give it all out. You can't give it all out. That's it. You're so right. That's right. You can't. You give people snippets.
Yeah, exactly. Like, ooh, you want to see the rest of this? You got to come over here.
You got to come here. You got to come here to get the rest.
Exactly. So
that's it. You can't give them the whole cake.
Exactly. Hey,
just a little bit of the icing.
Yeah, a little bit of icing. Here, I can give you a little spoonful.
That's it. That's a little taste.
But see, that's the whole thing about marketing. That's the whole thing about that was the whole thing about the drug game, having them come back.
What? Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the thing. It's always about making sure that the customers come back, because a returning customer is a happy customer.
Happy customer. That's it.
So,
and we want to keep the customers happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep them coming. Because that happy customer is going to refer the next person to you. And I have to tell you, that's pretty much how I've grown my clientele.
Exactly.
Just besides my social media presence, but people referring me out because they've been happy with what they've gotten from me. So that's a blessing within itself. So I'm grateful for that.
Exactly. And that word of mouth, that is so tremendous.
It is. It is huge.
It is so tremendous. And word of mouth, it can transcend onto social media. You know what I mean?
It sure can.
So
it can.
So you got to have integrity. You got to have integrity.
Absolutely.
Because one bad review, they can be like, nah, I ain't fooling her.
And that's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. All it takes is just one bad review or one bad word, to taint what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like you say, and that's, integrity is so big. And that's why I tell people, what you see from me is what you get. I am true to what I do and who I am 24/7. And anybody who's worked with me, anybody who's working with me now will tell you, what you see from Dena is what you get. She is who she is. Like, I'm not going to fake it. I'm real. 24/7, 100% real. Authentic.
Hey, that's what I love. So Coach, how can we get a hold of you? How can people find you and follow you?
So, as of now, once again, my social media presence is on IG. So, Bite by Dena LLC on IG. And then Bite by Dena 40 on Facebook.
Okay. All right. So Coach, so if people want to take and buy your clothing line, how can they do that as well?
So the same thing. So right now with the Silverbacks brand and Bite by Dena collab, the orders are coming to me. So people place the orders with me, and then I submit my orders to Silverbacks brand, and they send me the merch. With my Bite by Dena merch, exclusive merch that I have, it's my drawstring bags and my masks. The same thing. So people will shoot me a DM and say, "Hey, we're interested in this," and then I'll tell them calls, because I run specials, and then if you get the bag and if you get the mask, you can get those at a special rate. and then also with the collab shirt itself. So, I run specials. As a matter of fact, I've been blessed. I want to mention this too, to do a pop-up event. You talk about what's coming up next. So I actually have a pop-up event that I'm doing next. As a matter of fact, next Sunday. Now that's going to be local. So anybody that lives in the Space Coast, Brevard County, I have my merchandise out there with me, so people can purchase it there. But anybody that is not local can reach out to me, and they want to purchase either the collab shirts or any of the Vitamin exclusive merchandise that I have. They can just let me know, and I'll ship it out to them.
All right. Thank you for that, Coach. So, Coach, can you leave us with some words of wisdom and encouragement?
Absolutely. Every single day, I always say, make it happen. And, it's up to us to decide what does that mean for you? You can get up and make it happen, whether it's get up and read a book or get up and work out. Make it happen. Make it happen. Make no excuses, because nobody is promised tomorrow. So you get up and you invest into yourself every single day. Health is wealth. Knowledge is power. So make sure you are feeding yourself mind, body, spirit, and emotionally every single day.
Man, Coach, thank you. I so appreciate you. That's the God knows
I
truth.
I appreciate you, Brother Leon. I thank you for, you providing this platform to be able to share what I do. And, just looking back from 6 months ago, this is big. This has been a lot of growth within 6 months. So I thank God I'm able to share this with you, and that you allow me this opportunity to do so.
Oh, hey, no problem. I just want to say thank you for saying yes to God, and thank you for being fearless, because at the end of the day, I mean, not only, did it take faith, but you overcame fear. I mean, because you were
absolutely,
you overcame, that fear when COVID hit. You overcame that fear when you walked out something that was pretty much stable, and you just trusted God and you began to walk on the water. So I want to say thank you for that.
I appreciate you for saying that.
Because
to God be the glory.
Oh yeah, to God be the glory. Because
to God be the glory.
It takes faith to really live your dream. And then once you start living in that dream can pretty much give you sustainability for the life that you're living right now. And now,
amen.
And now, you set your own schedule.
That's a beautiful thing too. It's a beautiful thing, Brother Leon, to be able to set my own schedule.
Exactly.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Yeah. To operate on your time. It is because you know what, being able to do so, it affords me to work with more people that way. When I was locked into 9 to 5, so to speak, my time was limited. Like when I was working in the school system, honestly, I was able to train at most maybe 2 people, because, by the time I got off of work and by the time I got off of work, I wasn't able to train a lot of people. So now I can expand, like I'm training 6 to 7 people a day now, so I have more time to get more people in, because I have that time to do so now. Yeah. Having that flexible schedule is so huge.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So I know the last time we talked, you were telling me you take like little naps and you get like maybe 4 hours of sleep. Is that still the same?
Yo, guess what? It is still the same. Nothing changed. Brother Leon, that alarm clock goes up at 3:30, and I'm hitting the ground running, because you know me, I got to get my word in first. My first client is at 5.
Yeah.
And so for me personally, my alarm is set for 3:30. I'm up no later than 4, because I have to feed myself spiritually before I work with anybody. And so that's the first thing I do. And then, my first training session every day, Monday through Friday, is at 5 a.m. So I got to make sure I take care of me spiritually before I work with them. So I take care of me, and then I work on my people. And usually my morning shift, I work from anywhere to 4 or 5 people first thing in the morning. And I typically get my recovery time is usually between 12 to about 3. And then my evening shift starts like at 4. So I do have people that I train in the evening as well. So, I call that 12 to 3 is pretty much my recovery time. And that's when I turn everything off. I turn off my electronics. I even turn my phone off. And I just need that time for me to regroup, because now I got to pour that energy that I had first thing in the morning. I got to pour that energy into my evening group, because I got to be just as hyped in the evening just as I am in the morning with my morning crew.
Yeah, exactly.
So taking that time out in between my time of training, that it is so important because, once again, you got to pour back into you. And that's something I try to do on the weekend because I'm so busy, like nonstop, Monday through Friday. I try to, after I finish my boot camps, I have boot camps on Saturdays, and then I also train on Saturdays too. So I'm usually done about noon, no later than 1 o'clock on Saturday with my last training session. So that time after that is what I call my time, so that I can have that time to just re-energize, and refresh from the week. And then Sundays, I don't train on Sundays, but I do work on Sunday. I work on plans on Sundays. And like I said, even today, working on finalize. As a matter of fact, I'm working on an exam today. So finalizing some schoolwork. So I definitely I have learned how to take time up for me because you have to be able to pour back into other people. But you got to pour into yourself first and foremost. I can't be who I need to be for my people if I don't take care of me, because I can't burn out before I get to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so exactly. That's so important. It's so important that you have to feed into yourself. And it even means for me, and that's different for everybody. It may look different for everybody else, but for me, that even means sometimes shutting down social media. Like yesterday, I didn't get on social media at all. Like I needed to just kind of take a break from it. Sometimes you have to detach, and this is my saying, you have to disconnect to be able to reconnect. So I have to disconnect sometimes from social media, my phone, just so I can reconnect with myself. And so I can pour back into myself so I can be able to pour into people what I need to give them for the day or for the week. So that's something that I've learned, Brother Leon, over, the years that's so important because once again, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? Like you got to be able to have, you got to refill. You got to be able to fill yourself up again before you can pour into other people. So that's something that's very important not only just as a trainer, but as a business owner, because we're constantly just pouring and giving of ourselves. And in my job itself, what I do is so physical that I have to really take a break physically as well. So it's, again, I encompasses mind, body, and spirit. So physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, I have to take a break so that I can pour back into me what I need.
Wow. Coach, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everything.
Oh, my gosh. You're so welcome.
So, Coach, I definitely look forward to hearing from you real soon. When you do the video, I definitely want to get an autographed copy. If God lays on your heart to write a book, I definitely want to get an autographed copy of that and have you back on this show. So I
appreciate that. I appreciate that. You speaking life into me right now. Keep on speaking it.
No, because see, you gotta look at it. It's like so many things that I see. You know what I mean? Because
yes, I know it is.
When I hear your conversation and I hear your testimony, I can't help but think, okay, well, yeah, she's destined for TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she's destined to go into this whole field of knowing how the blood type works, knowing how people's bodies work, and then working with clients the way that she does it. She could definitely, her and her group could definitely have a supplement line, and they could have distribution. You could do distribution deals with your videos, with the supplements, distribution deals with the clothing line. And then on top of that, not only, having your clients locally, but also having, high profile clients, celebrity clients. And then,
absolutely.
And the next thing you know, you and your Silverback brand or your brand, you doing, shows, fitness shows, bodybuilding shows, stuff like that. I mean, it's just so much.
It's so much. I mean? It's so much. And you're on the right path with that too, because, that's something. It's funny because whenever Silverback brand and I after we did the first movement down in Miami, we talked about some things similar to that, what you're discussing as far as, some TV things going on. So there, you're definitely speaking some life into what, some of the vision that we have as far as taking things to the next level. So, you know what? I always tell people, the sky is the limit. There is no limit to what we can do. Sometimes we limit ourselves. So if you just kind of take your feet off the brake and just stop pressing pause on life and just go full force. There is no limit to what you can do. And I see that, and here I am. I told you I'll be 45 next month, but I tell you, I don't feel like it because, I keep myself going. I keep myself young. I tell somebody the other day, I'm a kid at heart, I have more energy now than I have back when I was younger. Some people probably say, "Oh, she's." Some people would say I've always been this high energy person, but we starting to slow down as we age, and I thank God I have not slowed down. So I'm lit. I'm full force ahead. Like I am just so energized and so pumped about life and then what's to come. And like I said, there's no limit to what we can do. You put your mind to it. Believe me, there's so much more we can do.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I thank you for saying that, and I thank you for speaking life, and I thank you for your encouragement and the positive energy and everything you've done to support Body by Dena as well. So I really appreciate you, Brother Leon.
Oh, hey, no problem, Coach. Because talking to you is I see prophetic destiny. I see prophetic potential, prophetic destiny. I see all things prophetic, and that's what I get with you. I'm serious.
Amen.
And so
Amen.
So I thank God for it because you look out for people. You have a heart for the people, and that's what
Absolutely.
I appreciate about you. So,
and I appreciate you, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate those applause.
Oh, hey, no problem. But hey, Coach, you have yourself a blessed day. I want to take this whole prophetic thing because I don't want to give out no secrets. Let me get off.
Okay. Listen. If we need to have a side conversation, Brother Leon, we need to do that thing because I'm all about the prophecy. Okay. Absolutely. Well, God is good. To God be the glory. And I always say, with God, all things are possible. So I thank you. I thank you tremendously.
All right, Coach. You have yourself a blessed day.
You do as well, Brother Leon.
All right.
All right. Bless. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. That was Body by Dena. That was Coach Dena.
Walk in the truth that makes you free every day. Follow Brother Leon on all social media outlets.